Hello and welcome to today's WIEF Invest Selangor Power Talk webinar on Selangor Virtual Investment Mission Turkey edition. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me first introduce our moderator for today. Rahim Rahman is a well-known former radio station presenter and producer in Malaysia. He has hosted various high-level local and international events involving state dignitaries and royalties. He worked with the State Tourism Department as well as Tourism Malaysia in hosting events in India, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, UAE, Bahrain, Oman, Germany, and UK. Now, without further ado, let's welcome our moderator, Rahim Rahman.
Hi, thank you, Ina, for that kind introduction. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day and good morning to our Turkish counterparts in Turkey. Welcome to the World Islamic Economic Forum Foundation and Invest Selangor Power Talk. This is Selangor Virtual Investment Mission Turkey edition. My name is Rahim Rahman, and it is indeed a pleasure to moderate this webinar, which is aimed to attract investors from Turkey to Selangor, and of course vice versa from Selangor to Turkey as well, and to promote Selangor as the preferred investment destination in Malaysia and a regional investment hub in ASEAN. And of course, I will get to know more as well about all the investment opportunities in Turkey from our speaker. Now, ladies and gentlemen, together with our esteemed speakers, we will explore mutual investment and trade opportunities, which includes government's regulations and easy access to market, and discuss economic challenges faced during the pandemic. No doubt, the COVID-19 pandemic has been testing the limits of global cooperation. It highlights how interdependent we are and how important it is for us to work together for a sustainable recovery that delivers for our economies. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed further, I would like to extend our gratitude to the Chief Minister of Selangor, the Right Honourable Dato Sri Amirudin Shari, and Her Excellency Madam Merves Safa Kavakci, the Ambassador of Turkey to Malaysia, who will deliver their welcoming remarks very soon. And also joining us today in our audience, Honourable Dato Teng Chang Kim, Selangor State Executive Councillor for Trade and Industry. And also I would like to welcome a few other VIPs. Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Syed Hamid Alba, Chairman of WIEF. Yang berbahagia Tun Musa Hitam, Chairman of the International Advisory Panel of WIEF. Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Muhammad Razi Abdul Rahman, the Secretary General of WIEF. And yang berbahagia Datuk Syed Abu Bakar Al-Mohzar, Managing Director of WIEF. Thank you for joining us. And of course, thank you to our esteemed speakers who will share more insights on what Selangor, or known as the Golden State of Malaysia, and Turkey have to offer. And thank you to everyone for joining us today, especially our counterparts in Turkey, our friends in Turkey. Thank you very much. Terima kasih. Çok teşekkür ederim. That's how they say it in Turkish. Perhaps I hope I have pronounced it correctly. But nevertheless, thank you very much for joining us today. And hopefully this session, this webinar will be beneficial for both parties, for Selangor and Turkey as well. Right, ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed with our first speaker, please allow me to quickly talk us through today's itinerary. We will begin with welcoming remarks by the Chief Minister of Selangor, and followed by Her Excellency Madam Ambassador of Turkey to Malaysia. Following that will be the opening remarks from Mr. Hassan Gumush, Chairman of Turkey-Malaysia Business Council Foreign Economic Relations Board of Turkey, and then a 15 minutes presentation each from Selangor by Yang berbahagia Dato Hassan Azhari Haji Idris. He is the Chief Executive Officer of Invest Selangor Berhad, and by Mr. Ahmad Emre Buyukilic, the ASEAN Representative, Presidency of the Republic of Turkey Investment Office, which will be followed with a 20 minutes discussion and taking in questions from the audience. We will try to address and answer as many questions and queries as possible. And again, I would like to point out, to remind everyone that we have translators available. So you may ask your questions in Turkish and the translators will read it out for you in English. Now you need to switch to the English channel. Just again, another quick reminder. You need to switch to the English channel or the Turkish channel, which is at the interpretation button at the bottom of your screen. If you look at your screen, just at the bottom there, there's one itsy bitsy interpretation button. Just click there and then just make your selection. Turkish speaking audience, of course, you can select the Turkish channel, and the English speaking audience, you may select the English channel throughout the webinar, and that helps you a lot. Right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please allow me to introduce our first speaker, who was appointed as Chief Minister of Selangor in June 2018. Prior to that, he chaired the Standing Committee for Youth Development, Sports, Culture, and Entrepreneurship Development in the state of Selangor from 2014 to 2018. And he was the Program Coordinator at Institute Kajian Dasar, a think tank in Kuala Lumpur, focusing on issues related to the economy, culture, and education. To deliver his welcoming remarks, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Right Honourable Dato Seri Amirudin Shari, Chief Minister of Selangor.
Your Excellency Mayor Safa Kavacek, the Ambassador of Turkey to Malaysia, Yang Berhormat Dato Teng Chang Kim, Selangor State Executive Councillor of Industry and Trade, Mr. Hassan Gumush, Chairman Turkey-Malaysia Business Council, Foreign Economic Relation Board of Turkey, Yang Berbahagia Dato Haji Hassan Azhari Haji Idris, Chief Executive Officer of Invest Selangor Berhad, Mr. Ahmad Emre Buyu Kilic, ASEAN Representative President of Turkey Investment Office, Turkey, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum and very good morning. First and foremost, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome everyone and extend my warmest gratitude to all of you for joining the Selangor Virtual Investment Mission Turkey Edition session by Invest Selangor Berhad in collaboration with World Islamic Economic Forum. The Selangor Virtual Investment Mission Turkey Edition is another initiative from Invest Selangor Berhad to explore the possibilities of further enhancing our trade and investment ties between Turkey and the state of Selangor. I am confident that we will emerge from this exchange with an even better understanding and insights. We are here today to present an opportunity for Turkish companies wishing to explore the ASEAN market by using Selangor as your gateway. This is due to several key factors, which are excellent distribution hub facilities, matched transportation and digital connectivity, together with fluent language capabilities of our workforce. Taking Malaysia and Turkey bilateral trade relation into perspective, I am happy to note that it has improved from $2.1 billion in 2019 to $2.3 billion in 2020. Among the key commodities involved are palm oil, oleochemicals, rubber glove, cocoa-based product and food ingredients. Turkey, along with Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, UAE and Bangladesh, remain as Malaysia's top 5 key markets in Organisation of Islamic Cooperation (OIC). In addition, the recent signing of the Malaysia-Turkey Free Trade Agreement (MTFTA) on the expansion of agreement to include chapter on services, investment and e-commerce will further enhance the close business relation that we nurture over the years. With this latest development, we wish to further improve this by inviting Turkish companies to consider setting up their operation in Selangor. Havelsan, one of the largest and leading technology firms in Turkey, is currently residing in the city of Cyberjaya here in Selangor. Ladies and gentlemen, as you fully aware of the current pandemic COVID-19 situation in Malaysia, we would like to express our determination in ensuring a better outlook in the near future. I would like to share some mitigation initiative by the Malaysia government and the state government which now are seeing the positive result. As of 7 September 2021, The Malaysia government's National Vaccination Program, or PICK, has successfully inoculated 49.9% of total population of Malaysia, whereas Klang Valley, where Selangor is located, has successfully vaccinated 71.6% of its total population. This initiative aimed to reaching 80% of total Malaysian population by the end of October 2021, which will be good for the population and of course for the businesses in the country. In addition, the Selangor state government has also announced the Selangor Vaccine Program, or SELVAC, which complemented the effort of the National Vaccination Program. SELVAC is divided into two categories, SELVAC Community and SELVAC Industry, which aim to inoculate a total of 2.5 million doses. As at the end of August 2021, we have successfully provided a total of 377,953 doses to the workers and the state population. Another initiative undertaken by the Selangor state government is a voluntarily monitoring system to mitigate the spread of the virus in a workplace called the Prevention Outbreak of Ignition Sites Program, or POIS. We are happy to inform all of you that as end of August 2021, 1,249 companies and factories of various sectors had participated, involving 113,030 employees. POIS also carried out in 53 universities and institute of higher learning involving 8,749 employees and 65,622 students. Ladies and gentlemen, the first point of contact for you to obtain more information on Selangor will be Invest Selangor Berhad, led by Dato Hassan Azhari, who is here today in our program. Invest Selangor is an investment promotion agency responsible in attracting both local and foreign direct investment into the state of Selangor. Invest Selangor also coordinate and facilitate investors' project implementation in the state with other government agencies and provide relevant business matching and marketing opportunities to improve the business ecosystem in the state. In relation to that, I would like to invite all of you to reach out to Invest Selangor and collaborate in expanding your market outreach through their program, including the annual Selangor International Business Summit 2021 and Selangor Aviation Show 2021 this coming November, which will be detailed out later by Dato Hassan Azhari, the Chief Executive Officer of Invest Selangor Berhad. To end my speech, may I once again offer my sincere appreciation to our host and strategic partner for agreeing to jointly organize this program, or this Selangor Virtual Investment Mission Turkey Edition, with us. I hope that this collaboration will continue for many years to come and will provide excellent network opportunities for potential suitors to the golden state of Malaysia, Selangor. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Thank you, Dato Seri. That was the Right Honourable Dato Seri Amirudin Shari, the Chief Minister of Selangor, with his welcoming remarks. Thank you very much, Dato Seri. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing our next speaker, Her Excellency Madam Mervesh Safa Kavakci, the Ambassador of Turkey to Malaysia. She is a widely recognized international public figure who has addressed, among others, the British Parliament House of Lords, United Nations Commission on Human Rights, and she has lectured at many world's renowned universities. She is among Georgetown University's the world's most influential 500 Muslims, and she has received numerous awards, such as Appreciation for Social Justice by New York University, and also for her efforts in the advancement of human rights and Muslim women empowerment. Her Excellency has been serving as Ambassador of Turkey to Malaysia since 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Her Excellency Madam Mervesh Safa Kavakci, the Ambassador of Turkey to Malaysia, to deliver her welcoming remarks.
The Honorable Dato Seri Amirudin Shari, Chief Minister of Selangor, Dato Hassan Azhari Idris, CEO of Invest Selangor Berhad, Mr. Hassan Gumush, Chairman of DAIC, Turkey-Malaysia Business Council. Ladies and gentlemen, have a very good morning. It's a great pleasure to welcome you to this POWERTALK webinar this morning, Selangor Virtual Investment Mission, Turkey edition, hosted by Invest Selangor and organized by World Islamic Economic Forum. Besides our host and the organizer, please note that Foreign Economic Relations Board of Turkey, DAIC, Presidency of Turkey Investment Office, and the Office of Commercial Counselor at my embassy have worked very hard to put this webinar together. I thank them all. Today we will be discussing trade and investment opportunities in Turkey and Selangor. Since Turkey's Investment Office and Invest Selangor will deliver detailed presentations about the investment opportunities on both sides, I'll keep my remarks very brief to the general relationship between Malaysia and Turkey. It's a pleasure to see that our trade volume has increased by 46% in the first 6 months of the year 2021 compared to the same period of the previous year. This is an important sign that our trade is normalizing back after the pandemic. As you know, the real boost in our economic relations came with the free trade agreement that entered into force in 2015. Just 1 year after the FTA, in 2016, our trade volume increased by 34% and reached to $2.6 billion. In 2017, our bilateral trade reached its highest value with $3.4 billion. It is remarkable that our trade volume, which has been around $2.5 billion since 2018, has increased even in the year of 2020, the year of the pandemic. In 2020, Turkey was Malaysia's third largest trading partner in the West Asia region. Statistics clearly show that FTA increased the trade volume between our two countries, but unfortunately not necessarily in a very balanced way. In fact, while the Turkish imports increased by 41.3%, our exports also rose only 4.7% between the years of 2015, that is from the time that FTA was signed, to 2020. Our trade deficit has been around $1.9 billion on average annually. Without any doubt, the FTA has contributed to our industry by providing cheaper access to many raw materials and intermediate goods. Luckily, again, thanks to FTA, we started to supply many products from Malaysia instead of other neighbors of Malaysia. Likewise, now we invite Malaysian traders to supply from Turkey, which offers both EU quality and cost advantage materials at the same time. Through this way, we hope that we can reach to our goal of $5 billion of trade volume. In this regard, the expansion of FTA is very critical for us to include trade in services, e-commerce, and investments is necessary. It's an absolute must that we expand the FTA. The senior minister and the Minister of International Trade and Industry, Dato Seri Mohammed Azmin Ali's visit to Turkey very recently was an important step in that way. He has met his counterpart, Mr. Mush, the senior minister of trade in Turkey, and signed a joint ministerial declaration on the expansion of the free trade agreement. Once this is taken care of, we hope to reach to our goal of $5 billion trade, inshallah. The defense industry is an important source of our trade relations. We have deep interest in developing our existing cooperation with Malaysia in this sector, and we should support our related companies to work together in order to create further opportunities. On that note, when my president has visited Kuala Lumpur at the end of 2019, our two leaders witnessed the exchange of 14 business-to-business MOUs, mostly in the area of defense, between Turkish and Malaysian companies. So far, Turkey and Malaysia have achieved about $1 billion of cooperation volume in defense sector, and we are committed to increase that. As the high-level contacts continue and our business people get together more frequently, not much face-to-face due to the pandemic though, through virtual events, we believe that we can soon achieve the bilateral trade volume increase. Please do discuss your projects with interest. We are, with my commercial office and our investment office, are here to assist you. On that note, I wish all of you a productive session ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for the welcoming remarks. That was Her Excellency Madam Merve Safa Kavakci, the Ambassador of Turkey to Malaysia. Right, ladies and gentlemen, the following speaker, let's go on to the next speaker, is Mr. Hasan Gumush, a Turkish businessman, investor, and president of Yayla Agro Sanayi Nakliyat AS, or Yayla Agro, with more than 25 years of experience in pulses and rice market. Now, Mr. Hasan is president of Turkey-Malaysia Business Council at Foreign Economic Relations Board of Turkey and has board memberships in the Central Anatolian Exporters Association, National Pulses Council, Rice Millers Association, and Agricultural Products, Cereal and Pulses Packaging and Handling Industrialist Association. Hello, Mr. Hasan Gumush. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being with us today. And welcome to the Power Talk. And thank you for your time, of course. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Hasan Gumush, Chairman of Turkey-Malaysia Business Council, Foreign Economic Relations Board of Turkey, to deliver his opening remarks. Over to you, Mr. Hasan.
Teşekkür ederim. Sayın Bakanım, Sayın Büyükelçim, değerli Yatırım Ofisi Başkanlarım ve temsilcilerimiz, kıymetli katılımcılar, sivil toplum kuruluşlarının değerli temsilcileri, öncelikle hepinizi saygıyla selamlamak istiyorum. Bu değerli partnerlerimizden Invest Selangor'a ve Dünya İslami Ekonomi Forumu'na, kıymetli yöneticilerine böyle bir organizasyonu vesile oldukları için öncelikle teşekkür etmek istiyorum. Güneydoğu Asya'nın hızlı gelişen ekonomilerinden ve ASEAN'ın kurucu üyelerinden olan Malezya, stratejik konumuyla Türkiye için dost bir ülke olmasının yanı sıra önemli bir ekonomik partnerdir. Ülkedeki pozitif Türkiye imajı, iki ülke arasındaki serbest ticaret anlaşması, üst düzeyde gerçekleştirilen lider ziyaretleri ve yakın kültürel ilişkilerimiz sayesinde Malezya, iş insanlarımız için pek çok fırsatı ve potansiyeli barındırıyor. Dış ekonomik ilişkiler Türkiye-Malezya İş Konseyi olarak bizler, Malezya'yı aynı zamanda Asya Pasifik'e açılan bir kapı olarak görüyor ve bölge ülkelerine erişimde de iş insanlarımız tarafından Malezya'nın yatırımlarına elverişli olan bir üretim ve lojistik üssü olarak değerlendirilebileceğini her platformda vurguluyoruz. Bu kapsamda Malezya'nın sürdürülebilir ekonomik kalkınması için lokomotif eyaletlerinden biri hem iç hem de dış yatırımların ülkeye çekilmesi noktasında Güneydoğu Asya coğrafyasında bir çekim merkezi haline gelmekte olan girişimcilik, startup, dijitalleşme ekosisteminin günden güne geliştiği Selangor eyaletindeki ticaret ve yatırım fırsatlarının Türkiye'deki iş insanları tarafından bilinmesinin ve bu anlamda farkındalığın arttırılması çabalarına oldukça önem veriyoruz. Malezya İş Konseyi olarak eyaletler bazında da Malezyalı partnerlerimizle diyalog ve işbirliklerini artırmak istiyoruz. Bu kapsamda Invest Selangor, Dünya İslami Ekonomi Forumu gibi kıymetli partnerlerimizle Türkiye-Malezya arasındaki çok boyutlu diyaloğu geliştirmek, ticaret hacmini büyütmek ve karşılıklı yatırım ilişkilerini güçlendirmek niyetindeyiz. Bugünkü toplantının Selangor özelinde ülkemizdeki iş insanlarımız arasında ilgili farkındalığın ve ilginin çekilmesine katkı sunması konusunda önemli bir inisiyatif olduğunu düşünüyorum. Pandemi koşullarına rağmen iki ülke iş insanları arasındaki temasın online olarak sürdürülmesi pandemi sonrası dönemdeki yakın ilişkilerin tesisi açısından çok kıymetli. Kısaca değik olarak geçmiş dönem faaliyetlerimizden bahsetmek gerekirse, pandemi öncesi 2019 yılında yaklaşık olarak 20 kişilik ve farklı sektörlerden oluşan iş insanları heyetimizle Kuala Lumpur heyet ziyaretimizi gerçekleştirdik. Bakanlıklardan iş dünyası, derneklere, firma ziyaretlerine, sivil toplum kuruluşlarına ikili çok boyutlu ilişkilerimizin geliştirilmesi noktasında yoğun bir program düzenledik. Ve gene aynı yıl içerisinde eski Başbakan Doktor Muhammed ile yuvarlak masa toplantısı gerçekleştirildi Türkiye'de. Burada da yaklaşık olarak 80'den fazla firmamızın yer aldığı bir ikili ilişkiler oluşturma noktasında yuvarlak masa toplantısı gerçekleştirildi. Yine aynı şekilde diğer bir faaliyetimiz de Malezya Ülke Günü, yani kurucu kuruluşlarımız ve diğer iş insanları kuruluşlarıyla birlikte Malezya Yatırım ve Kalkınma Ajansı ortaklığında Malezya ülkesine ve oradaki ticaret potansiyeli konusunda farkındalığın arttırılması noktasında Malezya Ülke Günü etkinlikleri düzenledik. Şu an devam etmekte olan faaliyetlerimiz noktasında da bu ilişkilerin geliştirilmesiyle beraber DEİK İş Konseyi olarak Interconnected Business serisi modelini online iş formlarına Malezya'ya da eklemeyi planlıyoruz. Bu kapsamda iki ülke iş insanlarının karşılıklı online odalarla bir araya geleceği, sektörel toplantıların organize edileceği, online olarak birebir temasların sağlanabileceği platformlardan bahsediyorum. Sektörel düzeyde iki ülke arasında öne çıkan sektörler arasında çalışma gruplarının kurulması ve karşılıklı olarak da yüzeysel kalmayan daha derin ve somut sonuçların alındığı toplantıların organize edilmesi çok önemli. Türkiye'de Malezya ile ticaret yapan tüm ihracat ve ithalatçı firmalara ulaşarak onların bilgi ve tecrübelerinden yararlanma noktasında Dış Ekonomik İlişkiler Kurulu çatısı altında bir araya gelme konusunda temaslarımız devam ediyor. Sayın Büyükelçimin de dediği gibi Türkiye-Malezya arasındaki dış ticaret hacmi yaklaşık olarak 2,5 milyar dolar. Tabii bu yaklaşık olarak bizim Türkiye olarak dış ticaret açığımız boyutuyla bakarsak 1,7 milyar dolar civarında bir dış ticaret açığı veriyoruz Malezya'ya karşı. Buradan şuraya gelmek istiyorum. Yani iki ülkenin özellikle pandemi sonrası boyutuyla ilgili değerlendirme yaptığımız boyutta bardağın dolu tarafına bakarsak pandemi sonrası anlamında tedarik zincirlerinin kırılması, yaşanan ticaretteki sekteye uğramalar ve bunun sonucu da ciddi anlamda bir alternatif tedarik noktalarına ihtiyaç olduğu ortaya çıktı. Bu anlamda Malezya ve Türkiye birbirini tamamlayan iki ülke. Malezya nasıl ki Asya Pasifik bölgesine açılan bir kapı olmasının yanında Türkiye'nin de yaklaşık olarak 1,3 milyar nüfusa ulaşım noktasında yaklaşık olarak 26 trilyon dolarlık bir gayri safi yurt içi hasılaya sahip bir pazar olması ve yaklaşık olarak da 8 trilyon dolarlık bir dış ticaret pazarına giriş noktasında önemli bir kapı olarak addedilebilir. Bu anlamda Malezya'nın ve Türkiye'nin karşılıklı olarak ciddi anlamda fırsatlarını bir araya getirerek çok güzel yatırımlar karşılığı yapılabileceğini ümit ediyorum. Bu tür toplantıların gerçekten diyalog ortamının ve ilişkilerin gelişmesi boyutunda ne kadar önemli olduğu kanıtlamak mümkün. Ama daha önemlisi bu tür toplantılardan da sonra daha somut hedeflerin konulması, yani örnek pilot çalışmaların yapılması, bunları bizim takipçisi olmamız ve doğru örneklemelerle beraber yatırımcılara sunulması bence çok daha önemli diye düşünüyorum. Sözlerime son verirken de bu toplantıların hayırlara vesile olmasını temenni ediyor. Herkese saygılarımı sunuyorum.
Thank you, Mr. Hassan Gumush. Thank you very much, Mr. Hassan Gumush, for the opening remarks. Thank you. Now, Mr. Hassan, please stay online to answer questions and queries later from the audience. And just to point out to our Turkish friends that there will be another webinar on the 17th of September. It is a virtual face-to-face roundtable meeting which you can join in on the 17th of September. I will give more details a little bit later at the end of this webinar. I just want to point out that you can get more details, more insights. You can get to know more about Selangor on that webinar, that the roundtable meeting on the 17th of September. Well, thank you. That was Mr. Hassan Gumush. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've heard from Turkey. Our next speaker will share with you more insights on Selangor, the golden state of Malaysia, and why Selangor is the preferred investment destination in Malaysia. So we have joining us Dato, yang berbahagia, Dato Hassan Azhari Haji Idris, the CEO of Invest Selangor Berhad. Assalamualaikum. Hello, Dato.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah.
Okay, I think it's a good sign when we have two key personnel in this webinar with the same name. Yours is Dato Hassan, and then the one from Turkey is Mr. Hassan Gumush. So that's a good sign, Dato. Good sign. But before I let Dato proceed with his 15 minutes presentation, just a quick introduction. Yang berbahagia, Dato Hassan Azhari Haji Idris was one of Invest Selangor's Berhad's founding members in 1999 before he left and pursued his oil and gas industry career in 2009. He returned as the Chief Executive Officer of Invest Selangor Berhad in 2012 and remains in the organization until today. Now, Invest Selangor Berhad is an investment promotion agency for the state of Selangor with a key role in promoting and attracting both local and foreign direct investments, as well as coordinating and facilitating the approval of investors project application with government agencies. Now, Dato Hassan has successfully steered the promotion of inward direct investments into Selangor over the years, and Selangor has been doing extremely well, and he has a vast experience in strategic investment promotion and industrial development, and he is often invited to share his views in multiple forums and media channels locally and internationally. Truly a man with vast experience and really with high regards of good knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome for his 15 minutes presentation, yang berbahagia Dato Hassan Azhari Haji Idris, Chief Executive Officer of Invest Selangor Berhad, Malaysia. Over to you, Dato.
Thank you, Rahim. The Right Honourable Dato Seri Amirudin Shari, Chief Minister of Selangor, Your Excellency Dr. Mary Safa Kavacik, the Honourable Dato Teng Chang Kim, Selangor State Executive Councillor of Industry and Trade, Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Dr. Syed Hamid Alba, Chairman of World Islamic Economic Forum Foundation of WIEF, Yang berbahagia Tun Musa Hitam, Chairman of the International Advisory Panel of WIEF, Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Muhammad Razi Abdul Rahman, Secretary General of WIEF, Yang berbahagia Datuk Syed Abu Bakar Al-Mohza, Managing Director of WIEF, Mr. Hassan Gumush, Chairman, Turkey-Malaysia Business Council, Mr. Ahmed Emri Boyuklik, ASEAN representative, Presidency of Turkey Investment Office in Turkey. Thank you to WIEF for organizing this event. We have been planning to have our physical investment missions to Turkey since the last 2 years. However, due to COVID-19 pandemic, we are changing our approach in organizing our investment promotion activities. And finally, today we managed to organize a virtual investment mission, as this is part of our new normal in doing things. And welcome to all the participants today to our webinar today. And I hope you will be able to get some knowledge about Selangor and how vibrant the economy of Selangor state. Please allow me to start with the Selangor's economic strength. Selangor is the biggest contributor to the Malaysia's GDP with 24.3% in 2020, slightly higher than the previous years. And Selangor state is the most populated state with 6.5 million populations, and 75% of the population is the available workforce. This is the yellow color you can see there is the location of Selangor within the peninsula of Malaysia. And you can see the locations within the Asia Pacific region. We are centrally located. Even Selangor itself is the main gateway to Malaysia, where the main airport and also seaport of the country is located in Selangor state. Kuala Lumpur International Airport is in Selangor state, even though the name is Kuala Lumpur. And Port Klang, the 12th busiest container port in the world, is located in Selangor. And of course, Selangor state is well connected with highways, railway, and so on. And we are in Kuala Lumpur, the city of Malaysia, is surrounded by Selangor state. So when we talk about doing business in Selangor, of course, one of the main factor is to whether we have the available talent in that particular destinations or not. And we assured you that Selangor is producing more than 65,000 graduates annually with the multilingual workforce with high English proficiency. And we have more than 160 higher learning institutions, including the public universities, private colleges, and so on. Let me share with you the Selangor's investment performance for the past 5 years, since 2016 until 2020. Last year, Selangor managed to attract 37.57 billion Turkish lira, total capital of investment into Selangor state. 37.57 is the total capital investment, and 14 billion is for the foreign direct investment. And Alhamdulillah, last year we have one project from a Turkish company in textile industries operating in Selangor state. So we hope that by having these missions, we can have more participations from the investors or businessmen or businesses from Turkey business community. We are focusing on 5 core clusters of industries when we are promoting our investment to the state of Selangor. This is the 5 core clusters of manufacturing activities that we are focusing. First is the food and beverages manufacturing. Second is the transport equipment. Under these clusters is inclusive of the aerospace industry, the automotive industry, the maritime industry, as well as the rail industry. Third will be the life sciences, which is inclusive of pharmaceutical, biotechnology, medical devices, healthcare services, and so on. Fourth is the cluster for machineries and equipment, is very important for the manufacturing sectors. Last but not least is the electrical and electronics industries. At the bottom of the slide there, you can see the performance of the project that has been approved for the past 5 years under these 5 core clusters. And this is just to share with you some of the players in these 5 core clusters. Under the life science core clusters, we have pharmaceutical company, we have medical devices companies. As I mentioned, as we share here is Pharmaniaga and Hattalega. Hattalega is actually the natural glove producer. So they are one of the top rubber glove producer in the world. So for your information, Malaysia controlling about 60% or producing 60% of the world rubber glove market. And the top 4 companies, all top 4 companies is located in Selangor State. Move to the next cluster is the F&B clusters, where we have the presence of the multinational company as well, in the name of Nestle, FNN, Dutch Lady, and so on, other than the local companies such as Gardenia, Ramly Food, and a few more. And for your information, the Global Halal Excellence Center for Nestle is located in Selangor State. It's not located in other Nestle plant in other part of the world, but they choose Selangor State as being their global halal center of their products. Electrical electronics, so we have the presence of various multinational companies from Japan, from Korea, from Netherlands, from America, and so on. So some of it has been listed in the screen. And on the machineries and equipment, of course, we have the presence of the local company as well as a foreign company as well. And under the transport equipment, which is I did mention just now, covering automotive and aerospace as well as maritime and also rail industries. In the automotive sector, we have the presence of various brands. Toyota had their assembly plant in Selangor State. Volvo also have their assembly plant in the Selangor State, as well as other brands such as Proton, the local brand, and also Prodwa, as well as Nissan. And for the aerospace industries, actually Selangor hosting more than 60% of the aerospace industries in Malaysia, where mostly located in Subang and KLIA area or Sepang area, and mostly they are involved in manufacturing, MRO, training and development, services, and so on. So just to share with you some of the global brand that has been that chose Selangor as their investment destination. So you can see Siemens there, IKEA is there, the third largest where their third largest logistics centers is located in Selangor. You can see the American companies also choosing Selangor, the Japanese companies, the European companies, and many more. I just share a few brands that in this slide. I can't share all, otherwise I will use few more slides to list it, all the company's name. And when I mentioned about the F&B sector just now, I would like to stress here that Selangor, we have 2 dedicated halal hub in Selangor State, which we call it Selangor Halal Hub, and another one is PKFZ Halal Hub. So total area is about 700 acres. So most of the companies operating in this area is enjoying specific incentives for their operations in Selangor Halal Hub. And we also stressing on the halal sector, and we came up with the Selangor Halal Action Plan for 2020 until 2030, and of course the halal sector is not only focusing on food but also other than F&B, such as the pharmaceuticals and also cosmetics. So the ecosystem is strong here. It shows by the facts that 30% of the halal certified companies in Malaysia is based in Selangor State. Now, please allow me to share about Invest Selangor as the investment promotion agency for the Selangor State Government. Our key task is to promote, facilitate, and coordinate investment activities into the state of Selangor. Of course, other than that, is providing relevant information on the investment process. We are being the first point of contact for the potential investors, and also we are also supporting the contact management and communications with the government agencies, and we are also facilitating or handhold them for those decided to invest in Selangor. We will assist them in dealing with the local government and various state government agencies. And other than that, we are also assisting them in doing the site selections to identify suitable locations for them to set up their business, to make sure that their projects can be implemented smoothly. So of course, when we assisting investors, we need to work with other parties as well. So this is where the complete ecosystem will assist or will make sure that the projects will be smoothly implemented. We work together with the federal government agencies, local government departments, and also various supporting ecosystems such as the institutions of higher learning in terms of identifying the right talent for your workforce, and also with the business associations. We have regular engagement with the business associations just to know what are the issues that have been faced by the companies, by the business community, and we will be able to assist them in solving most of their issues and problems. Of course, in promoting industrial or manufacturing activities is not complete without the availability of the industrial area. As you can see in the slides, we currently have about 16 area or 16 industrial park that's still available for you to choose, and we will assist you in choosing the right locations to meet your requirements. Sometimes you need to be near to the port, or you need to be near to the airport, and so on. So we will assess, or we will analyze your requirements, and we will propose to you according to your requirements, and we will make sure that the industrial park that been proposed to you is comply with all the regulations has been set by the authority. These are the major incentives offered by the Malaysian government to investors who decided to invest in Malaysia. These incentives is applicable throughout Malaysia, as because this is the incentives offered by federal government. Among the incentives offered is pioneer status, investment tax allowance, reinvestment allowance, import duty exemptions, and so on. We will be able to explain further about these incentives during our roundtable meeting on 17th of September, this coming Friday. Hopefully, for those interested to get details, please join us in our roundtable meeting in coming 17th of September. And other than our core task in promoting investment or assisting investors in Selangor State, we also have our own initiatives in strengthening the ecosystem of certain industries that we are focusing. First, we set up a Selangor Bio Council. This council is comprising the government officials, whether from federal government or state government, as well as the industry players. The role of Bio Council is to study the current trends, the future trends, and also to identify certain action plan to be developed and also to be implemented. We just approved our Selangor Biotechnology Action Plan for 2021-2030 last week, and we hope that we can share with you guys the content of the action plan very soon. Second council is the Selangor Aerospace Council. This Selangor Aerospace Council is chaired by our Chief Minister himself. Again, the committee members comprising of government officials as well as the industry players. And under the Selangor Aerospace Council, so we came up with the Selangor Aerospace Action Plan that has been approved last year, which consists of 7 action areas and also 30 action items which covering infrastructure, regulations, market access, and also incentives and funding, as well as the educations and training. And third one is the Selangor Information Technology and Digital Economy Council, or we call it in short as SIDEC. This is the again to promote the digital economy activities, such as the e-commerce activities, the development of startup community, we provide the co-working space and so on. And this SIDEC has been operating for the past 5 years, and Alhamdulillah, we managed to grow the startup community in the state of Selangor. Number 4 that is listed in the slide is the Selangor Dar es Salaam Aerospace Industry Coordination Office, or SDACO, is the specific division within Invest Selangor that will act as a one-stop center for both foreign and domestic investors in the general aerospace and aviation sector, and also facilitating their entry into the global supply chain. And this unit has been operating for the past 1 year. It's only been set up early last year, and they are coming up with various activities to strengthen the development of the aerospace industries in the Selangor state. And to support all these various initiatives, this year we're going to have 2 big events to support the SMEs. First is the Selangor International Business Summit, or we call it in short SIBS, and another one will be a Selangor Aviation Show, which focusing more on the business jet and general aviations. So for Selangor International Business Summit, this is the hybrid events. This year will be the 5th year of Selangor International Business Summit, and under Selangor International Business Summit, we have 6 events. First is the 7th Selangor International Expo on food and beverage. Second is the 7th Selangor International Expo for Medic, which is focusing on medical industries. Third is the Selangor Industrial Park Expo, or we call it SPARK. And fourth is the fifth Selangor ASEAN Business Conference. This is mainly conference. Fifth is the Selangor Smart City and Digital Economy, focusing on the digital economy activities, as well as this is an exhibition as well as conferences. And last but not least is the second Selangor R&D and Innovation Expo, which aim at promoting the the research by our research institutions, the universities, the industries, and we provide them the opportunity to promote their innovations in order for them to commercialize their products. This event will be happening on 18 to 21st November 2021. The physical event will be held in Kuala Lumpur Convention Center, while the virtual event will be hosted at our portal selangorbusinesshub.my. For those interested to visit virtually or physically, you may contact our team, and for those who would like to register virtually, you can register at Selangor Business Hub. And the activities already started. We start with the various business matching sessions for the past few months, for those already confirmed participating in the events, and some of them already started getting business via our business matching sessions that has been arranged for the past few months. Next is the Selangor Aviation Show. I did mention to you just now. The aim is to promote Subang, one of the matured aerospace ecosystem in the country, as the hub for the business jet and general aviations. This show will be happening on 25th to 26th November 2021. It will be different from other air show because it's only focusing on business aviations and also general aviations. It's not defense and military aviations or private or jets, fighter jets or whatnot. And we hope that this first event would attract or promote Selangor as the center or as the hub for the aviation activities and in the region. Last but not least is we would like to inform you that we are also participating in Expo 2020 Dubai. Selangor will be hosting Selangor Week on 6 to 12 March 2022. So our turn will be in March next year. So for those from Turkey or from the Middle East region, if you want to talk to us physically, want to meet us, or you want to know more about Selangor, please come to Expo 2020 in Dubai in March 2022 at the Malaysia Pavilion. So we are the part of the delegations in Malaysia Pavilion, but we will be hosting the pavilion on 6 to 12 March 2022. I think with that, thank you very much. Thank you again for the opportunities. Should you have any further questions, and you may ask later. And for those who like to get details and direct interactions with us, please join us in our roundtable meeting in 17th of September, this coming Friday at 11 a.m. Turkish time or 3 p.m. Malaysian time. With that, thank you very much. Okay, we will share with you the video. Thank you.
Selangor to this day remains a leading contributor to the national GDP. The state continues to attract high-quality direct investment in the manufacturing and service sectors, which is testament to the significant role Selangor plays in the growth of Malaysia's economy.
Selangor boasts geographical merits that work to businesses' advantage. This complemented with top-notch infrastructures, conducive business environment, and access to the biggest talent pool of skilled workforce in Malaysia, positioning Selangor as the most ideal destinations for investments.
Selangor, as a state, will focus on 5 core industry clusters that have been identified as the key drivers with the highest potential to promote economic growth. By establishing a strong industrial foundation, we want to create a more vibrant, complementing service sector summarized by our guiding principle, manufacturing-based but service-driven.
This will heavily impact the way we do businesses, especially ones within the 5 core clusters, namely food and beverages, electronics and electrical, machineries and equipment, life sciences, and transport equipment.
Selangor, as you know, is the most advanced state in Malaysia, and they have 2 airports, Subang and Sepang, and they have actually most developed infrastructure as well.
In Selangor itself, I think close to 55% of the total aerospace companies in Malaysia are represented in Selangor, and at the same time, there are about 30% of the total international aerospace companies represented in Selangor as well.
We have seen biotechnology development taking place in Malaysia. We have a very good talent pool in Selangor state. We see a number of talent coming in from other states. In this area as well, Selangor has got an upper hand.
And also the very capable staff that we are able to source here locally, speaking many different languages that can be utilized when we send them out throughout the region.
There are many supporting facilities like utility and electricity is very good for us, and also government authority in Selangor is very friendly to the business.
And we are right next to the port because 60% of our revenue comes from export. So this is a very, very strategic location for us, and today we export to over 40 countries around the world.
Invest Selangor is at the forefront of the mission to realize Selangor's aspirations as the economic powerhouse of Malaysia. We actively support industrial transformations by bridging investors as well as ventures to what Selangor has to offer as an investment destination.
Invest Selangor will continue to play a key role in promoting Selangor to potential investors from both the local and international business communities.
With Invest Selangor leading the charge, I have no doubt that Selangor will be the next global trade center in the same league as its counterparts across the globe.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to Yang Berbahagia Dato Hassan Azhari Haji Idris, Chief Executive Officer of Invest Selangor Berhad, for the presentation. A very interesting presentation full of information and insights into what Selangor has to offer to investors from Turkey. And of course, that video surely has encapsulated all the details and all the exciting features that Selangor has. Right, thank you. Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep the question coming in. I think we have already a few questions inside the Q&A box. Now, you can ask your question in Turkish because, as I mentioned, we have translators available. If you even type in your questions in Turkish, our translator will help to translate that question, and I will read it out for the speakers or panelists to answer later during the Q&A session. So let's keep the Q&A box, the question coming in. Let's keep it coming in. Let's keep it active, and I will try to answer as many questions as possible later during that session. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our fifth and final speaker for today is Mr. Ahmad Emre Buyukilic, who is the ASEAN representative at Turkey Investment Office. Hello, Mr. Ahmad. Thank you for your time.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. And Mr. Ahmad is an investment promotion agency or IPA professional with 10 years of experience at Invest in Turkey. He was appointed as project director in 2010 at Investment Support and Promotion Agency of Turkey under the auspices of the Prime Ministry, and he progressed through various roles at the agency. He had led a team in charge of the Korean market and appointed as the head of Japan desk in January 2017. Now, he was appointed as the regional representative in Singapore in December 2018 to represent presidency of the Republic of Turkey Investment Office within ASEAN countries. So now to know more, I believe, of the investment opportunities, what Turkey has to offer. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Ahmad Emre Buyukilic.
Right. Thanks very much, Rahim Rahman. It's great privilege to be with all these distinguished guests and speakers. Let me also begin with extending my warmest regards and greetings to, first of all, Honorable Chief Minister of Selangor, Her Excellency, Madam Ambassador, and as well as Chairman of Turkey-Malaysia Business Council, and finally, Dato Hassan, Chief Executive Officer at Invest Selangor, one of the counterpart organizations of Turkey Investment Office. And we would like to also thank World Islamic Economic Forum for organizing this wonderful event just to facilitate bilateral trade and investment relationships between two countries. Let me begin with introducing myself right after your brief introduction, Mr. Rahim. Yes, I'm representing Investment Office based in Singapore, along with my colleague based in Kuala Lumpur, Mr. Bilal Ilhan, who is also with us following the session together. And today, right after having the Invest Selangor's comprehensive presentation and introduction, I'll briefly go through the Investment Office presentation just to introduce our, particularly the Malaysian audience, about doing business in Turkey, with giving some legal and background of the investment in Turkey. So, as it's been mentioned, we are representing a counterpart organization of Invest Selangor on a nationwide basis by covering whole Turkey. And with our mandate, we are also facilitating the foreign direct investments in Turkey, which has a very strong legal background, as I said. With the specific FDI law in Turkey, investors are free to make their investments in Turkey without any local partnership requirements, and foreign investors are subject to the equal treatment with the local investors, as mentioned. And there will be no restrictions on the dividends transfers or access to the real estate, particularly the freehold real estate. And you can also freely employ your expatriates in Turkey as well. So with the help of those ongoing reform progress in Turkey, we have managed to advance 27 spots within the just 2 years' time, and by 2020 we have become the 33rd in terms of the best doing business spots across the globe. Of course, we have long way to go just to catch up with our Southeast Asian peers, our friends in Singapore or Malaysia. But for sure, there are ongoing efforts, as I said, so most probably we'll keep amending and having a better investment environment in a mid to long term. And there had been recently we have encountered very promising investment decisions from all around the world, not only limited to Asia, but also from Europe and as well as from US market, on the greenfield investments and as well as strategic and financial M&As. We have managed to attract billions of dollars of investments into Turkey. Those investments are namely including, as I said, large multinational corporations or financial institutions, investment decisions from scratch, what we call as a greenfield investment, and as well as some financial institutions, again, or some venture capitals or private equities, investments into the Turkish assets, and finally, strategic M&As, which means some acquisitions done by the peer companies of the Turkish companies. So they have been partnering with their local counterparts just to have a better access to the Western bloc of the world, particularly when we consider the Asian companies. So again, as I said, there is an increasing trend between Turkey and the Asian countries. When we look at the major FDI sources, like the foreign direct investment sources of Turkey, Japan, South Korea, and China steps ahead. But when we look at the Malaysia, there also had been very significant investments, as I mentioned, namely by the initiatives mainly taken by the Sovereign Wealth Fund Kazanah Nasional and the government-linked companies, including Malaysia Airports, Tenaga Nasional, or as well as IHH Healthcare, by usually investing into the strategic investments through M&A deals. And as it's been a couple times emphasized, yes, we do have a very comprehensive free trade agreement between Turkey and Malaysia, which is in force since 2015. And apart from that, Turkey has an extensive FTA network and a customs union with European Union. So this enables us to have an excess of almost billion consumers, including Turkey's 84 million population base. And thanks to this geographical coverage, Turkey has managed to increase the exports with a higher compound annual growth rate compared to the world global trends. And inshallah, we will have a record high exports by 2021, almost going to be end up as 210 billion US dollar by the end of the recent year. So similarly to the industrial complex concepts within Southeast Asia and in Malaysia, we do have organized industrial zones and as well as free zones where investors can take advantage of the several benefits. And I'm not going to go into details, but as you can see from this picture, one of the Malaysia UAE joint venture Felda IFCO's manufacturing base producing food ingredients, particularly for the baking industry, based in Izmir city in the Western Asian coastal city as the third largest city. They are just located in one of those organized industrial zones. So just to sum up, as I mentioned, we are a bit behind the schedule. So that's why I'll finalize my presentation as soon as possible. So just to give you an idea of how you can establish your presence in Turkey. Of course, not each and every investor is going to have a full-fledged manufacturing facility or a multi-million-dollar scale joint venture or acquisition in overseas markets. So with having the awareness of that fact, there is a very simple structure in Turkey when our Malaysian friends are willing to set up their presence in Turkish market. So they can, I'll just mention about two facts. One of them is there is no, as I said, local shareholder requirement. You can even set up your company as a real person or a corporate identity as a single person, as I said, and the minimum capital thresholds are very low. I mean, very easy to hit. And finally, the incentive instruments as one of the most important items when it comes to the foreign direct investment to encourage the investors. Similarly to all other our counterparts in incentive schemes, Turkey is also offering some tax breaks and as well as employment related incentives. And thanks to all those incentives, when we look at the figures, indeed, we have managed to issue more than almost like 1,500 incentive certificates to the foreign investors. We do call them as the foreign capital registered investors, but they are ultimately treated and considered as a local investor right after the registration. So, which is bringing us a more than like 35 US billion investments throughout the last 5 years period of time. And Turkey as a large geography is divided into 6 regions. And as you go into the eastern part of the country, there will be more incentives available for sure. So this is the end of my visual material, and I think we'll step into the Q&A, and we'll be happy to respond for those related with the investment environment of Turkey. Thanks again.
Thank you, Mr. Ahmed, for that very interesting presentation, Mr. Ahmed Emre Buyukilic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have heard from both sides of the table. Of course, we've heard from Selangor, and of course, we just heard from Turkey. All the investment opportunities exist at both sides. Remember to keep the question and answer box active with all your questions and queries, which I will read out for the speakers to answer in a little while. And again, I just want to remind you that we do have translators available, so you can type in your question in Turkish, and our translator and myself will read out the question and direct the question to any of our speakers. I think we have a few questions in already. And just before I go or I delve into the Q&A session, again, I would like to remind you that we will have another session on the 17th of September. Even Dato Hassan mentioned it just now. Will be a virtual face-to-face roundtable meeting for you to know more if you are really serious in investing in Selangor. And then, of course, you need to register for this session. We will provide you with a link to join in later at the end of this session. Perhaps our translator can translate that piece of information so that our friends from Turkey can also take part in the virtual face-to-face round table meeting. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we can go into the Q&A session right now, the question and answer. I believe we have a few questions already, and we have Dato Hassan back on the panel. We have Dato Hassan. Can you please? Yes, Dato. And Mr. Hassan Gumush is still here as well. So the two Hassans are here to answer any of your question, anything you want to know more about Turkey and Selangor. I just want to start off with Selangor. Selangor, amazing state in Malaysia, the golden state of Malaysia. They are known as the golden state, not simply for any simple reason, but of course they have performed. They are the economic powerhouse in Malaysia. They have performed consistent over the years in terms of their contribution to the nation's GDP, showcasing Selangor's credibility as the economic powerhouse in Malaysia. We have and then Selangor has so many plans, as I mentioned, as I heard Dato Hassan's presentation just now. You talk about the the Selangor Aerospace Council. So Dato, perhaps you can just share with us, and then with the our friends from Turkey. I think aerospace is one of the area which Selangor is looking into at the moment. You have the Selangor Aerospace Action Plan 2020 to 2030, and then you have the Selangor Aerospace Council and SDICO. So are there any other incentive provided in this action plan to attract more investors to coming into that sector, aerospace? Dato' Hassan.
Thank you, Rahim. Actually, in terms of incentives, we are offering the same incentives provided by the federal government because all these incentives is issued by the federal government on these any financial incentives, whether it is tax holiday or whatnot. Selangor State Government does not offer any financial incentives. As I mentioned just now, all those incentives is given by the federal government. However, the ecosystem of the aerospace industries itself is part of the incentives of having this kind of activities in the Selangor state. As I mentioned earlier in my presentations, more than 60% of the aerospace industries in Malaysia is located in Selangor state. Some of the activities involving manufacturing, machining, training, and also MRO activities, maintenance, repair, and overhauls, and a lot of more activities related to these aerospace industries. And maybe not many people, even in Malaysia, is not realizing that there is one factory in Subang area producing the wings for Airbus aircraft. So not many people realize that. And a factory in Serenda is producing a fan casing for Rolls-Royce engines aircraft. So fan casing is the parts that covers the engines of aircraft. So we are among some of the companies is the tier 1 companies. It shows how strong the industries in Selangor state, and supported with the various training centers, universities that providing the talent every year. So that is why this is considered high impact projects or activities, and also is a very high precision engineering involved, and require very skilled talent to get involved in this kind of industries.
And speaking of talent, I mean, Selangor is definitely ready with all their workforce and talent to cater for this industry, Dato.
Yes, and we always we frequently have the engagement between the industries and also the academia to make sure that the talent that been produced by our universities can meet the requirement of the industries in Selangor.
Okay, thank you, Dato. Now over to Mr. Ahmad. Perhaps Mr. Ahmad or Mr. Hassan can just respond to this. Would you say that aerospace is one of the Turkey's main area of interest to invest?
Maybe Mr. Chairman can address this question as a businessman based in Turkey, or otherwise I can add some arguments on top of that. Hasan Bey, buyurun başkanım.
Yes, Mr. Hassan, perhaps. Is aerospace is one of the main areas of interest from Turkey?
Evet, havacılık biliyorsunuz sunumunda da ifade ettiğim gibi en son 2019 yılı sonunda imzalanan 14 adet mutabakat muhtırası içerisinde Sayın Cumhurbaşkanımız ve eski Başbakan Sayın Mahathir Muhammed'in imzalamış olduğu bu mutabakat muhtıralarının içerisinde de karşılıklı olarak bu havacılıkla ilgili yatırım yapılacağı noktasıyla ilgili maddelerden biri de oydu. Tabii havacılık derken sadece bunu biliyorsunuz savunma sanayi anlamında da havacılık noktasında Türkiye'ye çok ileri düzeylerde. Bu anlamda ciddi birikimleri var. Bunu savunma sanayiyle beraber koordine edilmesi noktasında da planların olduğunu biliyorum. Teşekkür ederim.
Thank you. Mr. Ahmad, you want to add anything?
Well, I need to just mention about the recent collaboration or cooperation agreement between Turkish Airlines and the Malaysian counterpart. I think it should be Sepang Industries in order to have an MRO business joint venture in the region. So as our flagship carrier, Turkish Airlines has been showing some interest to do business in the region based on the latest MOUs during the Malaysian official delegation's visit into Turkey back in July. So I think, yes, there's a certain interest and we should better utilize the both countries' strategic locations, and also not to maybe mention again, but Malaysia Airports has been operating Istanbul's second largest airport very successfully as their one and only overseas operations out of Malaysia, as per we know. So these shows a mutual and bilateral understanding of the opportunities on the aviation. Yes, for sure.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ahmad. Let's go on to the question box. Let me see the questions which we have here. Right, we have one question from Sami Poyraz. This is Sami from Architect Turkey. Thank you for the webinar. What are the major incentives for specifically technology companies? Dato Hassan can answer that.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sami, is it?
Yes, Sami.
Sami. I think for companies conducting development and services technology activities, namely in the areas of big data or IoT or global business services or fintech or even data center, there will be 10 years of corporate tax holiday given to this kind of activities in Malaysia. And the incentives is managed by the Malaysia Digital Economy Corporations or MDEC. So should you interested to get involved or participating in these tech companies in Malaysia, just let us know. We will link you with the right person in MDEC.
Okay, thank you, Dato, for the response. We have many questions in, so let me just go back to the next question. Another one is, my name is Ali Baran. I'm the CEO of Yonga Tech Microelectronics from Turkey. Is there any strategic investment plan to increase cooperation, especially in the semiconductor sector?
Of course, at this moment, we don't have specific strategic on that particular subsectors. However, as I mentioned in my in my presentations just now, electrical and electronics industry is part of our 5 core clusters of industries, and we are in the process of identifying locations that should be developed as the dedicated for these E&E industries in Selangor State. Should you interested, you can talk further with us later.
Okay, thank you. Now, of course, nowadays, whenever we in any discussion, we talk about the business or whichever sector of business is, you know, one thing that people will always ask and concern about is the effect from the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic. It has definitely disrupted the ecosystem, the business flow. So somebody asked here, what trade or economic policies have been created to smoothen trade relations between Malaysia or Selangor and Turkey during the pandemic? And if you have, then will these policies remain relevant post-pandemic? Dato, maybe you can take that question first.
Okay, I think in this area, we believe that the federal government has taking various initiatives in revitalize the economies, and is happening now. And certain economies has been economic activities has been open to make sure that the balance of our lives and livelihood been taken care. That's why certain SOPs has been imposed for those operating in the manufacturing sector and so on. So we hope that with the various initiatives and measures that has been in place, our economic activities will be back to normal very soon. And in terms of collaborations with other countries, I believe at the federal level, especially in MITI, they are working on it with various counterparts overseas, and to see how can stimulate the economic activities among countries.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ahmad. Maybe you want to add to that from your side?
Yeah, it would be great. Just to maybe mention about the facilitators based in both countries. Matrade has a local office in Turkey just to smoothen the trade or penetration of the Malaysian companies into Turkey, as well as we do have a full-fledged presence in Malaysia, as mentioned, with the strong commitment of our ambassador and the embassy office, consisting of the commercial counselor and the colleagues, respective colleagues. So I think those mechanisms can facilitate the bilateral trade and investment relationships, and which is not limited to the, of course, pandemic term, which is also going to become an endemic soon. So we need to get used to live with this fact. So that's why I think while we are adapting to the new normal, both countries have all necessary mechanisms present in both countries. So with the help of the also B2B relationships with these kind of virtual, or hopefully inshallah the physical gatherings soon, there will be more interaction between both countries. This is what we believe.
Yeah, thank you. I think during these challenging times in the pandemic era, I think it's very important to have a consistent policy that everybody can hang on to, to keep things going and on the road to recovery. Now we have a question here from Fatiha Rashid. Can we get some figures on what is the current value of Malaysia-Turkey trade? What is the target by year end? And are you on track to achieving this target? What's the current value of Malaysia-Turkey trade? Mr. Ahmad, maybe.
The current value has already approximated to the 2.5 billion US dollar as the total trade volume, as emphasized by Her Excellency during her opening speech. And apart from that, let me just check the rest of the question once again. I think, when we look at the components of the trade, for sure the medical equipment, where Malaysia is a leading country, mainly the gloves, the medical gloves, have been one of the game changer items, let's say. There had been a tremendous demand from all around the world, including Turkey. So I think this had been a very positive impact for the Malaysia's exports into Turkey. But apart from that, I think the defense industry, on the other hand, from Turkey, offers a great value for the Malaysian counterpart. So this could be boosted in the coming years with the help of those already existing MOUs, and as well as other B2B engagement, and also G2G engagements between the friendly governments in both countries.
Okay, thank you. Somebody here with a very interesting proposal, Azran Diraman, I would like to propose Selangor Turkey Business Partnership Council. Oh, thank you, Azran, for that proposal. Hang on, let me go through the question box here. We have one question from Bensu Doluel about the projects for rail system vehicles, new projects anticipated, and if yes, which dates and what vehicles will be preferred? I think this one is for Invest Selangor, perhaps. Dato Hassan, you may want to take up that question.
It's about what is this? The rail system vehicles, is it?
Yes, the rail system vehicles.
Of course, the Selangor state is involved or in the alignment of the ECRL and also various rail projects in the state, such as the LRT and MRT. Mostly all the rail projects passing through Selangor land. So the potentials is tremendous. We just had our engagement with the Malaysia Rail Industry Corporations last week, and we realized that we need to do something to support this rail industry. We hope that we would be able to announce something soon.
Okay, thank you, Dato. I think we are reaching the end of this webinar, but one last question I would like to ask perhaps to Mr. Ahmad. Mr. Ahmad, from your perspective, from the Turkish investors' perspective, what are they looking for? I mean, does Selangor has all the right ingredients to be a very preferred investment destination in Malaysia? Mr. Ahmad.
Yeah, I would totally agree with this argument. As someone who have already visited Shah Alam for a manufacturing site back in 2019, so I personally witnessed the ready infrastructure over there. So yes, Selangor is definitely worth to explore for our investors. But on the other hand, I think we should accelerate the mutual understanding of the both countries, and I believe once we have strong JVs on hand, both investors can easily tap into both countries' resources, and I think on this manner Selangor can lead this initiative, and we can inshallah one day host those delegations along with a businessman delegation back in Turkey, and so with that both parties can have a better understanding of the both markets. But just to briefly reply back your question, yes, I mean Selangor is offering the all necessary components of the investment for sure, as Dato Hassan has comprehensively explained.
Thank you, Mr. Ahmad. Dato, you want to add anything? Dato, I just want to ask you. I've noticed that recently Selangor launched the. You have the Selangor Halal Action Plan 2020-2030. You have the Selangor Aerospace Action Plan. Are there any other plans in the pipeline to boost economic activities in Selangor?
Since you bring up the issue of all this action plan, actually we started with the Selangor Industrial Master Plan and then followed by the action plan. So the latest editions of our action plans will be on the Selangor Biotech Action Plan that will be announced or we will share with the public, I think, in our events at the end of the year. But I think as the closing for these sessions, I would like to take this opportunity to urge the Turkish business community to explore Selangor or to explore Malaysia, especially Selangor, as your gateway to ASEAN countries, with the for you to outreach to more than 600 million populations, a lot of opportunities in Southeast Asia, and the locations or positions of Selangor being the centrally located in Southeast Asia, not only in Malaysia, but also centrally located in Southeast Asia with the well-connected, whether via sea, port or airport, I think it is good opportunity for Turkish business community to explore further for ASEAN market and use Selangor as your gateway to ASEAN.
Thank you. Yang berbahagia Dato' Hassan Azhari Haji Idris, Chief Executive Officer of Invest Selangor Berhad, for answering all the questions. Of course, I thank you to all our speakers, Mr. Ahmad Emre Buyukilic, and of course, Mr. Hassan Gumush. Thank you very much. I think we have come to the end of the WIEF and Invest Selangor Power Talk. Thank you very much for your insights into what both Selangor and Turkey have to offer to investors from both sides of the globe. Thank you very much. And again, I would like to thank everyone, the participants, the attendees in the audience. Thanks to Dick and Musiad for joining us, for being on board this event. Thank you for all your cooperation. And of course, again, another reminder for that virtual face-to-face roundtable meeting on the 17th of September, this coming Friday, for you to get to know more about investment in Selangor. If you're really serious about investing in Selangor, you can get more details during that face-to-face roundtable meeting on the 17th of September. Of course, we will share with you via your email the links to the 17th of September roundtable meeting. Thank you once again. Thank you once again to Mr. Hassan Gumush, Mr. Ahmad Emre Buyukilic, and yang berbahagia Dato' Hassan Azhari.
Kısa bir açıklama yapabilir miyim?
I think yeah.
Sure.
Evet, burada atladığımız bir konu var aslında. Bu biliyorsunuz ASEAN dönem başkanlığı bu yıl Malezya'ya geçti. Bu süreçte de aslında ciddi fırsatlar barındırıyor. İki ülke arasındaki ilişkilerin daha üst düzey boyutlara geçmesi boyutunda. Biliyorsunuz ASEAN başkanlığında Türkiye sektörel diyalog ortaklığı statüsünde bulunuyor. Bunun diyalog ortaklığı statüsüne geçirilmesi gerçekten ikili ilişkilerin ve ticaret hacimlerinin arttırılması noktasında önem arz ediyor. Bu arada tekrar ASEAN dönem başkanlığının Malezya ülkesi için hayırlı uğurlu olmasını temenni ediyorum. Teşekkür ederim.
Thank you, Mr. Hassan Gumush. Thank you very much. And that concludes the World Islamic Economic Forum Foundation and Invest Selangor Power Talk, the Selangor Virtual Investment Mission Turkey edition. Thank you very much once again to everyone for taking part, being on board. Thank you for your time, and hopefully we'll see you on the 17th of September, this coming Friday, for the virtual face-to-face roundtable meeting for you to know more about Selangor, the golden state of Malaysia. Thank you. My name is Rahim Rahman. It's been a pleasure moderating this event. I'm going to pass the floor back to our MC, Ina. Over to you, Ina.
Thank you to our distinguished guests for being here today and making this webinar successful. Thank you to all. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. We truly hope that you have gained valuable input and will be beneficial to all. Now, please spare some time to complete the survey form we prepared for you at the end of the session. Please also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube for regular news and happenings. Now, on behalf of WIEF Foundation, thank you for joining us today. Stay safe and have a great day ahead.